Let's talk about why 90% of brands don't actually believe in diversity and what true diversity actually looks like. If you're new here, my name is Lydia. I make French style fashion videos here on YouTube, but I also like to use my voice for food for thought. I think part of being intentionally French, as my Substack newsletter is called, is not just talk about fashion, but talk about fashion intentionally and using my voice to talk about inconvenient truths sometimes in the fashion industry. Today, I want to approach the topic of diversity in the fashion industry and why I'm certain that 90% of brands don't actually believe in it. So if you're ready, let's go. The facade of inclusion. You can always tell if diversity is part of the brand's core values, not just by what they put on their website, on their values, or what they put out in their promotional materials for campaigns, observing what they actually put on their rack or as an assortment in their websites. Very often, diversity is only performative. You have one token dark-skinned person, one token plus-size model, and one silver hair beauty. And yet, when you check their sizes, they only have S to L, and especially in French style brands, they would cater sizes S, M, and L, or even the dreaded one size or ML. Very often, even in diversity campaigns, the plus size model and a dark skin model are placed in the background. They're styled differently and they're not featured in all of their products. The age range 35 to 59 is completely erased, deleted from both campaigns, websites, but they are very present in their audience targeting. Why? Because we're still stylish, because we're highly spending, at least in 2025 and at least my generation, and we are very powerful consumers. And what I think about these kind of brands and their diversity stands when I see this is that diversity without access is only aesthetics. Marketing versus meaning. Diversity has become a strategy, a marketing tool. It's used in campaign decks and photo shoots, perhaps videos here and there, but not in product designs. There is still so much limited extended sizing on both mid sizes, plus sizes, and on petites. And there's always inconsistent stocks for larger sizes. So much so, brand either creates lines that are especially for petites or for plus sizes and they make us pay more, or they open up new brands, a new venture altogether. But what true diversity looks like is, for example, adjusting the fit depending on the size. Predicting, because you have predicted models, a larger size needs a little bit more room in the bust area or room in the hips area. Or when you have a design with a plunging neckline, you have to predict that for larger sizes. Maybe the neckline wouldn't be a plunging one, but a slightly deeper one, because the point is not exposing, the point is just emphasizing and making it beautiful. And there are brands who are pioneering this. Easy Paris is one of them, where they started adjusting their bra models depending on the size, but they're not quite there yet. And I think one of the reasons why they're not quite there yet is one of the following things that I'm going to talk about. But then there are other brands who really don't care about this. And you can tell because even their extended sizes don't fit you at all. And it's not just a you problem, it's a systemic problem. The lack of diverse modeling is also a problem, not only just because it doesn't give you an idea of what you're going to buy and how it looks on you, but also because brands don't even realize their design shortcomings. How else would you know if your bra doesn't actually fit that size if you didn't actually model it on someone who has that size and not on a plus size model with a flat chest? And this is just one of the examples. And same goes for influencer marketing. When brands choose always the same kind of diversity for their influencer marketing campaigns and the same kind of diverse influencers, they're just showing that they don't really care about diversity because they haven't really understood diversity and they don't live it in their own lives. They only care about a means to an end. Brand reputation and reaching an audience who's engaged at a cheaper price than an actual marketing campaign. And I can tell you that even the most expensive influencer is not as expensive as a whole crew of models doing the shoot for you. Why this happens? A part of the problem is who sits in the rooms when decisions are made. And more often than not, here in Europe at least, it's mostly older white men or younger women who are thin, blonde, and white. And when someone in the room raises a concern, ageism, sizing, cultural sensitivity, they're met either with silence or downright made feel like they're the problem. And the sad truth is that people in brands read about diversity a lot and they learn the lingo because they need it for campaigns, but they don't actually live it. And that, my friends, changes everything. Women my age are deemed too old, but of course they say not modern enough for the brand. But suddenly a 60-year-old who's 20 years older than me is actually modern and stylish just because it's needed for a campaign. Let's do it better. I'm not pointing fingers at individuals. It's just that YouTube tells me that my audience is 25 to 45 mostly. So people who are starting their careers or are consolidating their careers. And I'm talking to you in this way because maybe you can change, you can influence things, you can be the person who actually sensitize the whole company about this topic and about diversity. Because once again, the problem is not individual, it's systemic. But individuals compose a system. You can influence things, and that matters. If you're a customer, please give honest feedback. Don't forget to write those reviews. Don't forget to let them know how you feel. Not just in a bad way, but also in a positive way. What has positively impacted you about the garment you bought from that brand? I also think that brands should include more diverse bodies in their fitting, not just in their visuals. If you are someone working for a brand, challenge inadequate views. Challenge any view that you perceived as ageist, sizist, or simply just a reductive decision. Do it gently, do it calmly. Just let them know how it makes you feel as a person who belongs to that group. Because more often than not, people are just ignorant on things. They're not doing it because they hate you. Speak up, even if it's uncomfortable, and support people who do speak up as well. Don't just meet them with silence. Diversity isn't a campaign, isn't a marketing tool, or isn't a day in a marketing calendar. It's a lens through which you see the world. It's a value, it's a long-term commitment. It is ultimately a responsibility. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And I think you should watch this video next because it would be extremely interesting to you when it's available. In the meantime, you can watch this one instead, or maybe you can watch both. Ciao!